I found my twin flame, and here are 5 things that I didn't realize I was doing to attract them in the first place, but I definitely learned after meeting them. Hi my souls, my name is Soledad. I am a tarot card reader, psychic, and twin flame guide. It's no secret that twin flame connections are not easy. I mean, it's the whole reason I make so much content about twin flames on my YouTube channel after meeting my twin flame. Let's just say it took me a little bit of a long while to become self-aware enough to realize these things that were happening to me, these signs and experiences that led me to meeting my twin flame. And so my souls, I make this video for you today so that you can be more self-aware than I was, learn from my mistakes, and learn to start recognizing all of these signs and experiences that are popping up that may be leading you to your twin flame connection. Now, you know I like to leave the best for last, but I will talk about something that is major and we all go through, so there's no shame or judgment here, and that is tower moments leading up to meeting your twin flame and continuing on throughout the journey. Specifically after meeting your twin flame, there will be major tower moments, not all at once. I promise you it's not going to happen all at once. But if you don't know what a tower moment is, tower moments bring a lot of chaos into your life. They're uncontrollable, and you may feel like it's the worst thing happening to you in that moment. However, it's really just the universe using this opportunity to teach you a lesson. Tower moments are usually caused when you refuse to look at the facts, you refuse to let go of certain attachments, you refuse to really see what's right in front of you. What you were losing was actually not serving you. So now you're finally seeing the truth. The light is being illuminated to situations that were bad for you, where you were being used, deceived, situations that just weren't for your highest good, or relationships, places, jobs, people, things that you have just outgrown, and it was time to finally let it go. Of course, in twin flame connections, tower moments can feel very chaotic, yet purposeful. So there's a lot of intention behind the tower moments that are coming into your life as you're getting prepared to meet your twin flame and make that first connection. Now, tower moments aren't all bad, and they don't have to be this super catastrophic event. Sometimes tower moments come in forms of epiphanies. And this leads me to my second thing that I was doing that I didn't realize I was doing, that was preparing me for my twin flame. Wow, that's a mouthful. Is breaking cycles. I started really breaking down my people-pleasing tendencies, why I was feeling drained and tired, and I started really protecting my energy. And I went inward and then outward, inward and then outward. We all know what karmic ties are. We all know that karmic cycles suck. Sometimes we can literally be our worst enemy, all wrapped up in one. What's the difference between knowing that this is happening and actually making a change? That is you. You're the only one who can make these changes. But when you start awakening to the twin flame connection, it's almost like you feel compelled to do these things. It's like enough is enough. Hasta aquí llegué. Basically, what you see, you can't unsee. What you saw, you can't unsee. Another thing I was doing that kind of led me up to these epiphanies was actually going to therapy. I started taking care of myself. I started breaking cycles of laziness, unmotivation. I started breaking cycles of overeating, undereating. There was a lot going on. It's going to be specific to you. If you'd like to share what cycles were being broken as you started meeting your twin flame, I'd love to hear your stories, and I thank you for your vulnerability. We have a beautiful community here on YouTube. Everybody's so kind and loving and great, so feel free to share if you are ready to. Anyways, this process was very difficult for me. I had to cut ties with people that I was really close to, specifically since I was a child, right? Relationships that I had in my life for decades at this point. Right? Sorry guys, it brings me back. I did make a video talking about it if you're interested in knowing more about my story of becoming spiritual and who those relationships are and all of that. If you want the tea, it's here. I'm not going to go too deep into it now. I'll spare you. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you're going to be breaking a lot of cycles, that essentially you're going to be breaking the routine of your normal life. So are you really ready to say goodbye? Are you starting to think about it? Are you journaling? Are you taking yourself more seriously? These are questions that you're going to start pondering when you are being prepared to actually make that connection with your twin flame. So after doing all that initial shadow work, going inward and really cleansing my space, my environment, protecting my energy more, obviously it took little bits by bits. Rome wasn't built in a day. I was very confused as to what my next steps would be, because the crazy thing about this journey is that when you think you're a step ahead, when you think that you're finally on the right track, something else comes up that you need to work on. And that's exactly what happened to me. I'm 26 now, but this started happening to me around 23 to 24. So a few years before I even met my twin flame was when I actually started breaking these cycles, having these purposeful tower moments in my own own life. And something that really helped me amidst all the chaos is really opening up spiritually. I was atheist, or I didn't even believe in twin flames. I kind of believed in soulmates. That kind of brought me through. Again, I talk more about that in the video I mentioned, so I'm not going to bore you too much with the details here, but I did start journaling more. I started learning about manifesting. I was more open to tarot card readings, and I started just doing more research on self-improvement, self-growth, development, and I really opened up spiritually, which was something that, again, was completely out of character for me, something that previously I had never really even been open to and almost made fun of in a lot of ways. So to summarize, I was really lost as to what my next steps were, so I just started becoming more curious about what I could start doing to grow. It wasn't necessarily even about bringing in love, just knowing that I deserved better and searching for it and wanting to make those steps aligning with my path more. I started looking up tarot readings, just curious to see like what really was out there for me. I started learning affirmations. I started journaling, writing down my dreams and my thoughts and my emotions. Continued to go to therapy, continued to break out of my routine as much as I possibly could. And I kept a very positive mindset, which was a big change for me because I was very negative in the past. I will admit that, okay? I'm not gonna stay here and be like, I was always peace and love. Quite the contrary. And these are kind of just things I'm sharing because they were big stepping stones to my success. Because I do feel like I'm way past that. I honor that. I'm patient with her, and I ask you to be patient with yourself if it sounds like you are on this part of the journey. Now, the fourth thing I did without realizing I was doing that led me to meeting my twin flame was actually aligning with my soul's mission. Now, I know you're asking yourself, what the heck does that mean? How do I know that I'm aligned, right? Let me explain. After reconnecting with my faith and giving more trust into myself and into the universe, things really started to fall into place for me. I accidentally started opening up my psychic gifts and I became a tarot card reader. It really all happened accidentally. It just kind of fell into place. It felt right to me in that moment, and I started really following what excites me. Now, I did a really conventional job before this. You wouldn't even believe it. But because of those experiences, knowing what I didn't like and knowing what I had experienced before wasn't aligned with me, when something did align with me, I could almost instantly tell that it was the right thing for me. So getting closer to my intuition was really important, and getting closer to my divine feminine energy. As divine feminines on the twin flame connection, the spiritual twin, okay? And spiritual twins always lead in the spiritual aspects of the connection. Part of your mission as a divine feminine in a twin flame connection is going to be very much aligned with something that has to do with your spirituality, with your faith, right? You could all be doing different things. You could be doing Reiki, or you could be a lawyer that helps out, the environment, right? So it just depends on what your special skill set is and where you are being called to. But as divine feminines, where you're going to feel the happiest is where you are feeling more purposeful and more aligned with your spiritual, your faith, and your trust into yourself, into the uniform, or uniform to the universe. I don't know why I can't talk right now. But when your being is actually reflecting out what you want to see in the world. So if you really love volunteering, or you really love taking care of animals, or you really love giving people readings like I do, or being a counselor, a teacher, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a grandiose thing. You don't have to be a content creator or a famous person or even a psychic. It could just be something that makes you feel good and purposeful. And that was one of the greatest gifts that my twin flame journey has given me. I saved the best for last, you already know, and I'm so excited to share the final thing I didn't realize I was doing that was actually attracting my twin flame to me and led me to meeting my twin flame is self-love. Again, let me explain, okay? Because I know self-love can be self-explanatory, but it's kind of a loaded phrase. A lot of things can mean self-love to a lot of different people. So I went from self-loathing, from hating myself. Bubby, are you okay? Sorry, my dog is... What's wrong? Are you good? He's like, when are you going to be done filming? I'm tired of hearing about twin flames. I want cuddles and pets. You want to come make a video of you? Come. You want to get up here? No, he doesn't do that. He's down here. Anyway, sorry, you guys. All right, now back to the video. And there's so many ways of expressing self-love. So self-love, aligning with the energy of love, opening up your heart chakra is such an important thing in the twin flame journey. Until you begin to do this, you're not going to ever start attracting your twin flame. That's how vital this step is. So I'll share some of the things I did that, again, didn't realize I was doing them. Didn't even realize that this was me showing myself self-love until I really started doing the work and digging into it and all of it, right? So the first thing was continuing therapy, being consistent for myself, showing up for myself, even if it was in little ways, getting a gym membership, taking meditating seriously, singing. I started singing again. I used to love singing. And to me, that's nurturing my inner child, but also a form of self-love, right? Because I wasn't judging myself. I was just kind of allowing myself to be free and loving what I was doing, what I was spending my time and energy doing and creating for myself. Even if no one will ever hear me sing, that's totally fine. It was something I did for me. It was self-love. A lot of my life I had spent doing things for money, for approval, for other people. I was upset because I would do things for other people and then I would feel like they didn't appreciate it. And then I was upset with myself for like not standing up for myself, right? So either way, I couldn't win. I either didn't do it and was doomed, or I did people please and felt like I was doomed either way. That was kind of my breaking point and what really set me on this journey to self-love, ultimately to loving my body and my mind and reconnecting with my soul. Now, if you related to any of these points and you want to know more about the twin flame journey, consider watching this video. I think you'll find it really helpful. Who's that making all that noise in my videos? Is it you? Booba!